Pre-recorded live in front of the Wayne County Courthouse. It's the Derek Luna Show. This week, a postcard from the road. Also, Josh Wingo and I fix old jokes. And now he's in Iowa. He's fresh out of cornhole jokes. It's Derek Luna. That's correct. I'm here in front of the Wayne County Courthouse in beautiful Corydon, Iowa. We're getting ready to do a show right over here across the street here in a historic 1904 building in a new tavern called The Brick. And it's been super fun. This is my postcard from the road. I'm on the road with Josh Wingo. We've been having a blast factory. We played in Sutherland, Nebraska last night, and Corydon, Iowa tonight, and tomorrow we will be in Columbia, Missouri as we make our way back home. Some more fun dates on the calendar coming up next weekend. I'll be in Wahpeteton. I'm saying it wrong, I know it. North Dakota. And then we make our way over to Bloomington, Minnesota for the World Series of Comedy satellite competition. I'm excited to get over there and meet some people. But right now we're right here. We're in Iowa. And let me tell you, Nebraska talks a big game about corn. And all we saw was soy. Just fields and fields of soy, boys, out there. The real corn is happening right here in Iowa. And I'm excited about it, excited to be here, excited for the show tonight, and excited for the wonderful stuff we've got coming up next week. On this week's show, a new segment Josh and I are trying out called This Old Joke. Sort of like in the vein of This Old House, where we take an old relic from the past, an old joke from an old joke book that I was gifted, and we try to fix it up, try to clean out some of the old racism and tired ideas. Sometimes you'll have a beautiful, Victorian era knock-knock joke, but it's got a rotten racist floorboard. Where we're trying to get in and clean some of that out and update it. It's more updating than anything. And fix up some of these old jokes. Don't just throw those old jokes away. Clean them up, dust them off. You can still get some good use out of them. So enjoy this week's show. Lots of dates coming up. DM me for tickets. And I think that is it. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye. Welcome to the Derek Luna Show. Fuck. So the first minute is just going to be me and Josh being mad.
Yeah, we are pretty upset.
So you see how the audio sucks on this show.
Yeah.
And why?
Because
it's hard. It's hard to figure out.
And cars.
What's going on?
Cars aren't exactly the greatest recording studio in the world.
This thing's going to fucking die on us. I know
it. You think so?
Yeah, you see the battery
fucking
things?
Battery?
Yeah.
Shit. Do we have to start over?
Probably.
Do you have batteries?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
You want to just roll with it? That isn't gonna work. Yeah, let's stop now.
Okay.
Hey, and rolling. See, I think it's going to make it uncomfortable that we actually can see ourselves.
You think so?
But it is
the
what it is.
safest way.
Probably. We'll see.
I don't know. How many times have we tried this now?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Our patience is running a bit thin. You can see now why the audio is so terrible on this show, right? And why it's been such a challenge.
Because we give up.
It's tough. It's hard to press the button and then at the right time, and you have to. I am a dumb man.
It's an involved process. I'll give you that.
I've said it before. The good thing about writing jokes is it's the one type of writing that you can do, and you don't have to know how to read.
That's true. That's true.
And I'm illiterate. It's not
we
that
all
I
know,
can't.
Like, don't ask Derek to push a lot of buttons.
No, don't do that.
Don't give him a sequence of buttons for sure.
No, don't do that. And you can ask me to drive and film a podcast, a YouTube show.
Yeah,
I can do that. Speaking of which,
don't let him put in the nuclear codes.
We're doing that right now. This is a new segment on the Derek Luna Show. We're coming to pre-recorded live from the 85 westbound. Is that what it was?
Yeah, mile marker 836.
On the 85 westbound, we're heading towards Grand Island, Nebraska.
We haven't got to Grand Island yet?
I don't think so. There's a show tonight in Sutherland, Nebraska.
80 West.
80 West, my bad.
80 West.
We're coming pre-recorded live from the 80 West.
Yeah, sorry. But if we go missing,
we want accuracy on this show.
I mean, I guess this won't be up.
And legitimacy.
By the time this is up, it'd be way too late to find us on 80 West.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we're at. We're heading to Sutherland, Nebraska. It's not too late to get those tickets. It is too late. Once the time I put this up, the show will be over.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a good time tonight in West Nebraska. I've never had a bad time in Nebraska.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I've never been to Nebraska. It's my first time.
Well, hopefully this works out.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it lives up to your praise.
This is a new segment. We got to keep this on track.
Oh, yeah.
This is a new segment on the Derek Luna Show called This Old Joke. We have a handful of these old joke books
that we got from Esar's Joke Dictionary.
Yeah, so like this old house where they would go into an old house and they'd fix it up,
yeah,
and repair it and get it back to, something that could be, usable again, something you could live in,
Yeah.
We want to do that with these jokes. These are old jokes from the 40s, 44?
Yeah. 45.
45.
But I think it was written in 44. This is just a printing from 45.
And I know what you're thinking. Probably some racism in there.
A lot less than I expected.
Yeah, it's not as bad,
It's a whole lot less than I expected.
It's a lot more of just, like, not good jokes.
Yeah. Some of them aren't even jokes. They're just really bad stories. Or sad stories.
Yeah, it's strange because, if we were talking about it earlier, maybe this is in the early 40s. I don't know how popular stand-up was. Pay attention here, bud. Whenever you lean, you're totally gone.
Oh, my bad. I'm over here trying to navigate this book.
There's a lot going on when you're filming.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
All right.
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. From the 40s, a lot of these come across as like sitcom lines where they have to do a whole setup, It's like, so this guy walks in and he does this for a living, and so then they lay it out like that. So it's weird. It's not something you would see like none of these. These aren't like Dane Cook.
Most of the
material. Isn't.
They're not going to fit on a Laffy Taffy wrapper.
Some of them might. We came across a couple that were like, that's not a great joke, but at least it resembles a joke.
Yeah, it is a joke.
So, hey, we're going to take you through some of these old jokes, and we're going to see if we can fix them up. Some of them might have rotten floorboards. Some of them might have, some roof, leaking roof issues, But we think if we get in here and, we're good enough joke writers, we can repair some of these.
There's some shiplap hiding in some of these.
What is with the shiplap?
I don't know. I don't know shit about flipping
Everyone's
houses.
always finding goddamn shiplap.
I don't watch Property Brothers. I'm not hip with it. Not in on renovations.
All right, so
That's our second renovations plug since I've been on this podcast.
I'm uncomfortable with it.
All right, so we're just gonna go in alphabetical order because I don't.
It's
remember.
a joke dictionary, isn't it?
Yeah. So we should start at.
Which also, we'll say this: that's an interesting concept.
It is.
It's a dictionary.
full of jokes. It's
Organized by
alphabetical
topic.
by topic. So
Yeah.
you're like dentists, and it'll have like 8 dentist jokes. You
Like
could
here's
be like,
one, bath
bath time jokes.
time. They got 3 bath time jokes.
Let's do a bath time joke.
All right, this is a random pull. This is not a pre-screened
We
joke.
didn't pre-screen this
So
one.
just to
Okay.
get an idea.
Some of these are so bad.
All right, so I'm going to read it. Here we go.
Okay.
The former patient called upon the doctor. "Remember me, Doc?" he asked. "You cured my rheumatism about a year ago, and you told me to be careful about getting myself wet." "Yes, I recall you," said the doctor. "What can I do for you now?" "Oh, nothing right now, Doc," replied the man. "I just wanted to know if it's safe for me to take a bath yet."
Okay, so it's been a long time since he's taken a bath.
Yeah, he hasn't taken a bath in a long time.
That could be updated.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't know you couldn't take a bath if you had rheumatism.
Do you think that's just a thing you made up?
What's something you can't do for a while?
After rheumatism? I don't know.
Well,
See? You're trying.
So I would make it not rheumatism. I would make it like when you get a cast on your arm,
yeah.
and you had to be careful taking a bath.
Yeah.
Came back 6 weeks later, or how long? It's 6 months.
Yeah, 6
And
months.
asked the doctor if it was okay if I took a bath. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But still, then that's not very funny. So we've
It's not.
updated. We've gotten rid of the rheumatism. That was a reference that nobody would understand.
Yeah.
Read the joke again. This time, say something about broken arms instead of rheumatism. Let's see what we can do here. I believe in this concept. We can fix some
All
of
right.
these.
Remember me, Doc? You fixed my broken arm about a year ago, and you told me to be careful about getting myself wet. "I remember you," said the doc. "What's going on right now?" "Oh, nothing. I just wanted to know if it's safe for me to take a bath yet."
Yeah, it's still not a great joke. It's
Yeah.
just about a guy who smells like shit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep
Okay.
moving. This is what
All
we're
right.
dealing with in the book. A lot of them don't even resemble jokes.
Yeah.
It's
that
like,
one
what
tries
is
to be a
this?
joke. It just has a real. It's just like a really bad joke.
Some of them are about topics where it's like, well, what is a good bath joke?
Yeah. Probably not one of
Probably
these.
not. Probably not any of them.
Maybe not.
All right, what do we got?
All right. So here's a.
Don't let me down,
Here
Wingo.
we go. Here we go. Baseball. Here's a baseball joke. You'd figure this is probably pretty good. Baseball was big in the 40s.
Yeah, we're driving through Nebraska. That makes me think of The Natural.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you die underneath an oak tree on this trip,
All right.
and I can make a mic stand out of
Oh.
that tree.
I was hoping for something better than a mic stand. I was hoping for something that get used a little bit more.
A wooden dildo.
A wooden dildo. You'd use that more than a mic stand.
Bum, 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 bum. Lightning starts striking.
What if it's a mic stand that breaks down into a wood dildo?
Dual use. We're getting off track. Baseball.
Okay, baseball.
Jokes.
Here we
Old
go.
40s jokes. Take it away, Bob Hope.
The Sandlot game was in progress, and the kids were going at it hot and heavy.
Okay, hold on. Pump the brakes.
So we
Right away, we walk into this old joke, and we're like, we're going to have to clean up that.
yeah. I guess you want to get rid of that.
That's an issue.
That's a nowadays that's
We could just say it.
some
That we know what you
implications.
mean.
Yeah.
We know what you mean.
Yeah, it was
It's
a good.
anti-
It was a good game.
Antiquated
It's a good game.
phrase. We can fix that later.
Yeah.
Continue.
A passing man inquired of one of the fielders as to the score. 51-0, favor the other side, he was informed. They're giving you quite a licking, aren't they?
See, again, same problem.
Commented the man.
We can fix that. We can fix that in post. That's an easy fix. What else we got?
Heck no, retorted the boy. Just you wait. We ain't been to bat yet.
Okay, so the joke is the score's really bad and they haven't even gotten a chance to bat yet.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing just feels like a sex joke.
Yeah, that's the fix is to actually...
It's just a sex joke.
Because if we cleaned it up, it's still not funny.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting we actually reverse it and lean into it and make it about
It's like the
pedophilia.
punchline. Yeah, and not the punchline right now is like, these guys suck on defense too.
Okay, so read the joke again, and we're going to lean in and make it grosser. Is that the idea?
I mean, I think I could just read it again, but if everyone knows it's about sex.
Okay, try it again. Read it again.
Okay. The Sandlot game was in progress, and all these little kids were going at it hot and heavy.
They were going at it hot and heavy. Okay.
A grown man passing by.
A grown. It's weird that they specify that he's a grown man.
Inquired one of the fielders to the score. They said 51-0, favor the other side. Because they're giving you quite a licking, aren't they? Said the grown man.
I don't know if it's getting funnier.
I don't think it is.
I don't know if it's getting funnier.
I don't know. I guess that's,
Okay, so the old man walks by. Now he's an old man in my book.
Yeah, he's an old man.
An old pervert. Let's say
He's an old
let's
pervert.
say the Sandlot team, the Sandlot game was going at it hot and heavy.
Yeah, they were going at it hot and heavy.
And so much so that it was attracting, let's up the stakes. It was attracting a crowd of old pedophiles. Let's just go, let's just pedal it down. So the Sandlot game is going hot and heavy, so hot, so heavy that it started attracting, a group of old gross,
a gaggle of pedophiles.
a pedophile group started assembling.
Yeah.
And one of the courageous pedophiles, brave enough to step out from the shadows, I'm sure,
Yeah.
inquired as to what the score of the game was. And that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And the kid says it's 51-50. Maybe that's not what to say.
51-0.
51-0.
So, yeah. They were getting quite a licking.
No, okay, so the pedophile steps forward and says, how much longer till you guys are done? Because, we want to attempt to sexually assault you guys. And the kid says, so he says, what's the score? And he says, well, it's 51-50. And the pedophile says, well, okay, cool. So the game's probably almost over. And he says, well, we haven't even been up to bat yet. Does that fix it?
I don't think so.
The joke is now that the pedophiles have to wait longer.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a solution.
I don't know either. It's a hard one.
Okay, any other baseball joke? Maybe we just skip to a different joke that's bad. Maybe we bulldoze that joke.
Yeah, that's a bad joke. What if these all end on bad jokes?
Then we say the segment was a failure.
Yeah.
And we just read each other some bad jokes.
Here's some political humor.
Okay.
Here we go. This one's about Democrats.
Okay. So, Democrats from the 40s Democrats?
Yeah.
Okay,
Democrats
so
in
that's
40s.
different, right?
So like Southern Democrats.
Old Southern Democrats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Read away.
The politician was campaigning through the South and stopped at one cabin.
People in the South just live in cabins.
Yeah, everyone in the South lives in a cabin.
Cabin or
They're just cabin people.
or a fucking hole in the ground.
Yeah.
So I knocked on the entrance to his hole.
Yeah.
Sorry. He knocked on the door of the cabin.
So, yeah, he goes up to the cabin. He knocks on the door and says, My, you have a fine family. 18 boys. He complimented the man. All good Democrats, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, replied the man, shaking his head sadly, I tried to bring 'em up right, and they're all good Christians, and all but Sam there is a Democrat. That ornery cuss, he got to reading.
Okay. So in this joke, Democrats are illiterate. Hey,
yeah.
we're going bringing it right back to illiteracy.
Yeah.
Now, normally I do find illiteracy to be funny.
Yeah. You talked about how you could do comedy and
Yeah.
not be able to read
Yeah.
already.
So this kid knows how to read.
Yeah.
and that caused him to become a Republican.
Yeah, that's why you often say you're a Republican.
So, because I can't read. And I just vote based on who I think probably has the biggest wiener.
Yeah.
Which is why I did vote for Hillary. What were we talking about? Oh, so
yeah.
the obvious fix is to flip the Democrat and Republican, right?
Yeah.
You
or
want-
either way. I mean, I think for politics, you know.
You probably angle it at whoever you want,
Yeah.
saying that the other side is illiterate and dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say that nowadays you would think the Democrats would be like your college-educated, upper-crust folks.
Yeah.
And the Republicans would be like, the good salt of the earth people,
That's true. Yeah.
What if we could up the stakes by making it something besides not reading?
Yeah, they go somewhere besides literacy.
What else would you do to turn you from a Democrat to a Republican?
Oh man.
Earn a lot of money? Get a lot Once you got a lot of money, you'd be like, I gotta. Yeah, I think Chappelle has a joke that's kind of the same joke where he talks about voting Republican because he got so much money.
So yeah, then it's already been done.
I guess so.
Then this joke has already been improved.
This feels like a timeless classic that can just be.
Yeah.
What we've stumbled upon here in this old joke is the equivalent of like an old solid Craftsman style.
Yeah.
Like this old, this can be updated in any
Yeah.
sort of way. You can add a patio
This is
or a front
Revolutionary War era.
porch. Yeah, it's
Oh.
just always going to be a solid construction, a solid design.
Yeah.
And it's a
You
classic.
just change out a few boards here
You
and
can
there.
flip it out. You can make a Republican joke. You can make it a joke about Wingo.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I can't read. This is
The
all
literacy
symbols.
is funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone who can't read. But I also don't apologize because I think reading is dumb and we're going to stop doing it pretty soon.
Yeah.
Why do we need to do it? You only need to know like 20 words, basically. Anyway, that's a tangent.
Here,
I'm only getting on tangents because
I think
you're
you
here.
make this not a political joke, that you could make it funnier,
How
right?
so?
You go like this politician was campaigning through the South. He came up on a cabin. He knocked on the door and was like, "My, you have a fine family, 18 boys."
18 boys.
He complimented. And then boom, like, "Oh yeah, well, they're already fucking each other, so."
So the Democrat can't keep going back to the pedophilia.
Yeah.
Well, hey, God knows that's not what the author intended, you know? So.
I don't know. It could have had something there, maybe.
But yeah, I mean, you could do that either which way,
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein was walking through the South one day and
Oh,
stopped off
yeah.
at a cabin. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here we go. A timeless comedy punching bag, even in the 40s. It's one of the few states I've seen that's gotten its own category. Florida. Only one Florida joke.
Let's see if it translates, because nowadays when you say Florida
Yeah.
joke, I would think like super, I don't know if white trash is the right word, just
Yeah.
like weird chaos coming out of Florida.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. Sorry. What do they think of Florida in the 40s?
2 rabid Californians were at it again.
Yeah, that holds up,
Yeah.
right? They were rabid.
They were rabid Californians.
Rabid about California.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
You sure couldn't pay me to live in Florida, said one. They never have Christmas there. No? How come? Asked the second. Oh, haven't you seen those signs in the travel offices saying it's always June in Miami?
So that's just a joke about the weather.
Yeah. In Miami. Not all of Florida either. Just Miami.
Not even all of Florida. Huh. I like the setup.
Yeah.
Be careful leaning, buddy.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
leaning again.
I'm sorry. I forget I'm a leaner. I like to lean one way
I'll
or
put
the
some
other.
gum in there if you want. Is it bad breath? What's going on? You got to get right up here next to me.
It's a little bit of bad breath.
Florida.
It's KC Pizza.
We just got to make it not a joke about the weather,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the move?
Yeah. Well, and see, now
The
this
snotty
almost...
Californian.
But
is
now
like-
this feels like the political joke right here.
Yeah, probably. So the snotty Californian is like, you'll never see me hanging out in Florida.
Yeah.
This feels like a DeSantos joke.
Yeah. Now we'll see. Here's the thing. Now it'd be like, you'd never see me living in Florida. Why? Oh, they do Christmas extra hard there.
Yeah, it'd be like the opposite.
Yeah. It's like Democrats and Republicans. It's totally switched.
Yeah, that's a lot of the stuff in this book.
It's like stuff is just the sides have
Political
changed,
things and yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know if is that a fixable Florida joke.
They don't celebrate Christmas there.
Yeah, that just doesn't seem. I guess because that doesn't that we now you read Californians complaining about them not selling, like it would be the opposite now. It would be Californians complaining about there's two, like that they do celebrate Christmas.
It should
Would
really
make
be
more
a
sense.
it should really be an opposite joke about California. It should be
Yeah.
Florida people being like, I don't want to move to California because they don't celebrate Christmas there.
Yeah,
Maybe this segment isn't funny.
maybe not. Maybe it's because these jokes are too old.
What
to
else do we
be
got? Keep
good.
moving. Keep moving. Keep it moving.
All
What do
right,
we
all
got?
right. Let's go on here. We got football.
We keep digging and it's like, well, this just isn't funny.
All right, yeah. Well, I mean, other than just going through them one by one, I don't know.
I thought we pre-screened these and
We
had-
did. These are the ones.
But
we
I remember
pre-screened.
now you were marking some of them as like this will be a good example of why these jokes aren't good.
Yeah,
Did you read some of those by accident?
I mean, probably. Yeah. I think probably. I mean, but I like the not knowing. You know, like is this supposed to be good? We're just trying to fix it up. You know.
All right.
We
Okay,
have to
next joke.
decide, really decide if it's salvageable or
Next
not.
joke.
A man bought a couple of football tickets. He asked the agent, "Are those 50-cent seats very far from the field?" "Oh, no, not so very far," replied the agent. "And in addition, they're right across the street from a radio store that will have the game on their loudspeaker."
Now that's funny. That's a good joke.
That's a timeless joke about cheap seats.
yeah. Would you update it? Update
Yeah.
the radio?
Yeah, probably. The radio, what would you...
What's the punchline again?
You'll be right across the street from a radio store with a loudspeaker. I think now it'd be like you're right next to a cell tower. You're right next to a Wi-Fi access point, so you can watch the game on your phone.
Yeah. That's the new
Yeah.
updated version.
Yeah.
Your seats are so far up that you're in direct line visibility of a 5G tower. So you're good.
Yeah, you're actually closer than people on the front row.
That's solid. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's still, is it that funny still? It's a
It's
better
not the best joke, but
It's a better joke.
was he like, you're on the 50-yard line? Is that what he said?
No, 50-cent seats.
50-cent seats.
He only paid 50 cents for the seats.
What was the next line?
He asked if the 50-cent seats are very far from the field. And the guy said, not very far. And they're right across the street from a radio store that plays the game on their loudspeaker.
Yeah, not too far. Are these 50-cent seats very far up in the stands? He said not too far up, but
Yeah.
with
Now
a
it'd be like,
direct line outside of a 5G
Now-
tower, so you can. Most people
now
just
it'd be
watch it
like,
on their phone.
are these $100 seats very far?
Are these $100,000 seats very far? And they'd be like, get away from me, poor person. Oh, there's a sheriff. I hope we don't get
Uh-oh.
pulled over for fucking
Podcasting while driving.
driving.
All right, I lost the
One more joke, maybe. Let's
One
try
more?
one more. These have not been great.
All right.
Which maybe, I took it as a challenge. Like, maybe
Yeah.
we're just not that good at joke writers.
Yeah, well,
Maybe it'd be better
might
if
be
you
able to-
if you got in the frame
Yeah.
better. That might make them.
Okay.
That might make it better.
Who was the first man, Billy? Asked the Sunday school teacher. It was George Washington, answered Billy promptly. He was the first in war, first in peace, and first... No, corrected the teacher. It was Adam, remember? Oh, that one, said Billy. I didn't know you were going to count foreigners.
I like it. Way to go, Billy. I didn't smell nationalism on that one. That was great. He thinks George Washington's the first person ever.
Yeah.
That's great. And Billy's he's a real idiot, which is, I love a good idiot in a joke.
Yeah, you gotta swing for the idiots.
I'm into it.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
There's some value in this. You know what I mean? That's like one or 2 out of 10. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
Come on, it's the 1940s.
Right.
They just figured out how to laugh
We gotta do this
at
one.
stuff.
Yeah, they didn't. This isn't even stand-up. This is just some dude.
Here's some thoughts that I thought were funny.
Most of these sound like they were written down by a guy who heard these jokes and is really bad at telling jokes.
You know how when you write a joke and you're not sure if it's good and you say it to somebody and then the person you say it to is like, have you ever said that to anybody out loud before? This guy who wrote this book was like, no, I've never said any of these things to anybody out loud.
These are just weird thoughts I have.
Yeah. Maybe that's why some of these should have been told on stage a couple times. He would have weeded it.
Yeah,
down
he probably
a
would
little
have.
bit.
There's a lot of fat that you can cut out of
There's a
most
lot of fat.
these.
This is a big book. It
Yeah.
should not be this big.
An air raid was in progress, and an air raid warden was checking on the precautions.
Okay, so right away in this vintage Victorian style joke, a lot of people might not know what an air raid is.
Yeah. So
Or an air raid warden.
All right, here we go. An active shooter was in progress.
Oh, okay,
and the
okay.
active
All right,
shooter
so we're going to
warden
update
was-
it. We're going to update it with that. That's great.
That's our version of the air raid.
Yeah. Okay, so hit me with the joke. Sorry to
All right.
interrupt. And keep in frame, please.
Okay. An air raid warden.
Lean really hard to the left, please.
an air raid was in progress. The air raid warden was checking on the precautions. He stuck his head into a crowded shelter and shouted at the woman in charge, "Are there any expectant mothers down there?" Before the woman could reply, a voice from the darkness answered, "Not yet. We've just got down here."
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a pregnancy joke. It's kind of
Yeah.
a sex joke.
Yeah, it is like, hey, we haven't started having sex yet.
That's smart because you could conceal your sexual jokes with
Is that-
pregnancy jokes.
Is that a thing? Do you think that was a thing? If he's making a joke about it, do you like a joke about
I
people
don't know
were
if
banging
that's-
it out during the air raids down in the shelters?
These dirty
Yeah.
air
Your
raid
grandfather was
victims.
conceived during an air raid.
Maybe. I was conceived during the Battle of Britain. We were in a steamy fucking tunnel together under the English Channel. That's not where it was, but
Yeah.
gosh
Well-
dang it, Wingo, will you please get in frame? It's crazy how
Sorry.
bad it is.
I'm trying to.
I mean, if you think you're leaning too far to the left, you need to go ahead and lean even farther.
All right, here we go. The case against you is
Hold
quite-
on. You
Oh,
skipped over the air raid one.
Oh, okay. We're still on it. Okay. Yeah. So
I like switching it to an active shooter.
Yeah. Is
But
it still
but
a
it's not a
sex joke?
it's not a confined area. I
Yeah,
think
there's
that's
not like
important.
a shelter. I guess the safe room. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you can keep it a sex joke.
it'd be like a
Not
panic
the-
room.
Not the way it is in here, and because it's like part of the joke is that he can't see. It's like a dark room,
and he doesn't know if there's any pregnant people in there. Yeah.
Would you be looking for pregnant people during an active shooter situation?
Maybe
know.
if we're from the Midwest, it could be a tornado.
think
You can go
that-
to a tornado shelter.
I think in an active shooter situation, you're not going to trust anyone who's looking for a specific group of people. I think if you hear anybody like, where
True.
are any specific group of people, you're like, no, don't trust that guy's full of shit. That's the shooter.
Yeah. I would keep it as a air raid joke maybe.
Yeah.
If you do update it, just tag it out some more. Make the guy who's responding like really eager. Like he's like, yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
I just got down here, but if you give me a couple of minutes, we'll see what we can work out.
Yeah.
All right, one more joke.
All right,
we
one
got to stop
more.
this. These are so old.
They are. Well,
It's disgusting.
yeah, maybe go to the 50s for a good joke book next time.
I got these books gifted to me, so as more like just decoration. Like, hey,
Yeah.
put this on your shelf. It says joke book on it.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, okay. Land us on a good one, please.
Okay. All right. The case against you is quite plain, declared the judge to the truck driver. There's no doubt that you ran over the plaintiff with a loaded truck. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Yes, Your Honor, replied the truck driver. I didn't know the truck was loaded.
This is. You could sell that.
That's a yeah.
You could sell that.
I
But
mean, that's a street joke
yeah.
at its best.
I didn't know it was loaded.
Yeah. Can you update that for now? I mean, I guess you don't even have to change
it'd still be
it.
a semi truck. Yeah.
It's like you ran over him with a loaded truck. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the judge sentences him to. It was going to be 20 years, but it's 30 years because it was loaded. It
30
was a
years
loaded
because
truck.
the truck was loaded. You got extra.
Was
got some
loaded
extra time.
full of dildos.
See, that's probably
I would add dildos on the end. 'cause
Yeah.
that would help. That would just
you ran
help
over him with a
anything.
truck fully loaded with dildos.
Fully loaded full of dildos.
It's an extra $10,000 fine.
Yeah.
See,
Dildos do make stuff funnier. That's
probably structurally that is like the best joke we read in this book. It's
Yeah.
probably the only like actual.
true. Well, hey, you know,
joke.
let's go find a book from the 50s or 60s and try this segment again. A lot of these were ramshackle.
They were.
Not really structured well. But hey, you know.
I guess I never really just had a clue that people just in the 40s that comedy was
Yeah.
so different.
No, there wasn't a Dave Attell writing really snappy one line, you know.
It was all
That
like,
guy didn't exist.
Yeah. Well, there had to have been comedy movies because there were. I mean,
I don't know.
silent film was like they had like talking pictures in like the 30s, late 20s.
Well, anyway, thanks for joining us on This Old Joke.
Yeah.
Well, I know on most of these we just bulldozed them down to the ground and we're like, don't do that joke.
Yeah. There's no saving them.
But I still had fun, and we're traveling here through Nebraska. It's beautiful. It's 80 degrees. We're heading towards Sutherland. I'm excited. We're having a good time, right?
Oh yeah.
It was fun. We won't do any of those jokes tonight on stage, probably.
No, I might do that truck joke.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Maybe that pregnancy joke.
It's it's better than a lot of our
Do
material.
you think that they'll get the air raid joke?
Yeah, probably. We could make it a tornado joke.
Oh
Like
yeah,
everybody's
there we
in
go.
the storm
Oh my
shelter.
God, that's how you. There,
Yeah.
you just did it.
Everybody's
You
in the
just
storm
updated the
shelter.
joke. It's a
Yeah.
storm shelter.
It's a tornado storm shelter. That's what it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
Mission accomplished.
We didn't figure the segment out until right at the end.
Well, there you have it. Lesson learned here on This Old Joke. Don't throw away those old jokes.
Yeah.
You know, take a harder look at them. See if you can replace some of the racist elements and get them back up on their feet so they can be enjoyed by you and your coworkers and your friends and family. And thanks for joining us on This Old Joke. I've been Derek Luna, and this has been Josh Wingo.
Over here, too far to the right.
Way too far to the right. Bye.